Hello, gamers. Welcome back to the irregular Legends of Runeterra channel. I know that it's been a while since I've really uploaded anything, and I didn't even finish uploading the Kale videos, and that's because in between trying to upload them and trying to get thumbnails made for them, even though it was a template that I was working off of, I just really couldn't find the time to get them uploaded onto YouTube before the patch came out, and I wasn't sure about releasing them all at once. Got caught by indecision and just never really fully went through with it for those Kale videos. So I do apologize for missing out on those commentaries. And by the time that those videos would have come out, the buffs to Kale would have made it so that her package and everything was outdated. And for that reason, I just didn't want to upload the rest of them, so I never got around to doing it. What I should have done, ideally, was like manage my time a little bit better, get all those thumbnails done and stuff, so I do apologize for not being able to really go through fully with all of the content that I wanted to put out on here. But tonight, and I say tonight because it is close to 11 p.m., and I am awake thinking about this, but tonight, we're going to be playing some Bandle Burn. I have finally turned to the dark side, going back to my roots back in the day when I played Teemo Swain. Burn was something to behold for sure. But now, tonight, we're going for a Nora Ziggs burn list with treasured trash at the top end. So let me just run this list, run you through this list, tell you where I found it, and all these other sort of things. So for those of you who don't know, I do casting over at twitch.tv/mysticshotpodcast every single Tuesday from 4:30 p.m. or about 5 p.m. to around 8 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would then be 8:30 or 8 p.m. to around 8:30 or 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So 8 to 11:30 Eastern time in the United States on every single Tuesday. That's where I cast and stuff. And the winner of this last tournament that I cast in most recently was playing this list. In fact, they brought a triple burn lineup. They brought Pirates with Twist of Fate Misfortune. They brought Jin Annie, and then they brought Nora Ziggs. Now, I have an incredibly smooth brain. I am not the smartest when it comes to playing Legends of Runeterra or anything. Which is specifically why I am actually 2 games off of Masters. And this is why I wanted to record this video, is because this list itself has been able to carry my smooth brain up through Diamond. I was in Diamond 3 a couple of days ago. I played this list in combination with, I believe I was playing Jace Heimer. And also this list with Caitlyn Nora. Previously with Caitlyn, I've decided to take Caitlyn out of this. But this is a Timelines deck. I've been playing a little bit of Jace Heimer and a lot recently of this Bandle Burn list, and it has been doing wonders in taking down the ladder, especially against Jin Annie and other aggro, because you have all the 1-drops you can use to contest with your opponents if they're an aggro list, but then you have things like Drop the Bomb, you have Electro Harpoon, which can ping your opponent's Nexus for 2, and also remove a 2 health unit like an Annie or a Crackshot Corsair or any other target that you find really necessary. Of course, Nora is really good in this too, because she's a elusive unit that hits for 1 every time, so you're always pinging your opponent's Nexus with this, and then being able to summon units off of the portals at the end of it is extremely valuable. Towards the top end, we have, I'll get around to talking about this in a minute, but then we have Stone Stackers. We then have Ziggs, who is guaranteed to hit for that skill attack. That's one of the main reasons we bring him, is because it's a 3-mana 3/4. It's a really good unit that is guaranteeing 1 damage to the blocker and enemy Nexus. So you ping a low health blocker, you get a free bit of damage onto Nexus. Though funny enough, because this deck is bringing Drop the Bomb, and because this deck is bringing Inventive Chemist, there have been some matches where I have been able to level Ziggs in this deck. Previously, with these Bandle Burn lists featuring Ziggs, that was never the point because it was a big unit, but I'm telling you now that it is actually very possible to level this champion in this deck. We're also bringing 2 copies of Conchologist and Yordle Squire, because Conchologist can manifest a spell, I've manifested Vision off of this. I've manifested a bunch of other like crazy discard targets that are really good for Electro Harpoon. And Yordle Squire's little tiny spear. You almost never go for Tiny Shield in this list. You go for Tiny Spear for the extra point of damage. But in case you need another discard target, that is what this card does for Electro Harpoon. This card is so underplayed, but I think it has such a great place in this deck. We're also running Lightning Rush to save Nora, deal 2 damage to Nexus. Noxian Fervor does the same thing, except it kills the unit and deals 3 to Nexus, pushes all the extra damage. Top end, we have Gruff Grenadier, Allegiance, summon another Yordle follower that costs 3 or less. We only have 2 Noxian Fervors in this entire list, and I have not missed Allegiance with Gruff Grenadier yet. And also Gruff Grenadier is a 4-mana 4/3 with Impact. That is a big swing if it's left unchecked, hits for Impact, does a ton of damage. And of course, we can't forget Teeny Dactyl, which transforms into the Terror Dactyl, so it gets a +2/+2, deals 1 to the enemy Nexus every single turn, and has Impact. So this is a great attacking unit. This is a great unit for just even sitting in your backline and stacking up that damage until you can go for those final swings. And at the very, very top end, we have Treasured Trash. And why Treasured Trash? Well, we have a lot of low mana units and everything that we're playing on board. We're going wide. We have impact damage. We have all these ping effects that can go onto Nexus. But with Electro Harpoon emptying our hand, and with all of our stuff being really relatively low cost, Treasured Trash shows up in our hand, and suddenly we have a whole bunch of cards that are now free, that we can play 3 of each of that round, that can just generate some insane value. When I was messing around because I was too nervous to jump onto Ranked Ladder just now, I played Treasured Trash, and I got Fleet Admiral Shelley, Bandle Gunners, and Commander Ledros off of Treasured Trash. Unfortunately, it was against an AI, so it didn't really matter for anything, but just kind of showing you how insane this card can be. It really just gives you that last bit of gas, or even gives you a whole new engine to work with. It usually closes games out pretty darn quickly. Some decks that I've struggled against have been some very heavy Shadow Isles, Freljord strategies, of course, but I have not run into those very often. I've been running into a lot of Jace, been running into a lot of, I've even run into Karma Master Yi that was playing the Serene Sky Singer, because, you know, Feel the Rush costing 6 mana, kind of funny. Or less, depending on how many Sky Singers you get. But this deck just likes to rush people down. It's an aggro deck. There's really not too much more to say about it. And I'm very hopeful that it will be able to take me into Masters. If we win our next 2 matches in a row, I will finally be Masters for the first time in my life. Let's get it. Okay, match number 1. We're up against Elise Kindred. This is a go hard list with barrels, most likely. Which means that I need to be going a little bit faster than they are. Elise on 2 is going to be annoying. I kind of want to keep Drop the Bomb and Teeny Dactyl, but I think it's better to look for Nora right now. We'll just mull this full hand. Like, these are all good cards, but they're not cards we necessarily want in the early game. Specifically like these guys here. This is an incredible hand here. Our opponent's not going to be happy about this. Possible we get hit with a go hard here, but also possible we don't. We're attacking on evens as well, so that is something we do have to keep in mind. We'll play Inventive Chemist. Just going to keep going wide. Very likely that they find... Oh, Ceaseless Sentry. I don't care too much about Ceaseless. I was thinking of playing Yordle Squire if they played the Elise here. But since they didn't play Elise, not a problem. Trade the Ceaseless Sentry and an Inventive Chemist, but we hit for 4 damage already, plus 2 more, 2 landmarks that are going to pop for 2 more damage. So we're already taking them down to 14. Last time I got close to Masters was, man, like a year ago. And the reason why it's taken me a year to get back to this is, one, well, I'm sure the ladder's easier now. So it's like, you know, whatever, an achievement, right, for me to be getting to Masters. But I got to Diamond 1 with like 80-something LP. I was 1 win away, And then I ran into G'day Maverick, which I'm not sure if you guys remember G'day Maverick, but he was a content creator. I say was, not like in the sense of he's passed away or anything. I'm saying was more in the sense of like, I don't know where he's gone. I have legitimately zero idea. Oh, the box is such a good counter card here. I did not consider that. What a great punish. I guess it's always something I have to worry about. I don't want to swing with Bird. Funny enough. I think I only swing with Ziggs here. Well, if I swing with Bird, blocks, I think it's still worth it. It's still worth the swing. This is fine. Because now, I have Pokestick available in case there's like a glimpse beyond when a Kindred drops here. But our opponent's doing really well at stabilizing. That box was incredible. I have not seen the box in a long-ass time, so I'm a little surprised by that. I think it's also because a lot of the strategies that I've been running into lately have indeed been the they've been more of the like Heimer Jace strats, you know? Like, things that I just kind of don't really care about all that much. This is a really good example of how we can use Electro Harpoon to kill Kindred. It's possible that they have the Glimpse Beyond those, so I'm just going to play Teeny Dactyl. It's not going to matter too much, because they only have 2 mana. So, they won't be able to kill it right away. They have Glimpse Beyond, that's what they're using here. Kills the weakest enemy, so it hits this. I think this is just a better swing overall. Because if they use Glimpse here, they're not going to be able to use Vengeance next turn. So they have to consider that possibility, right? Yeah, I have 0 mana, so there's no way that I can counter any of this. But yeah, a year ago, I got to Diamond 1 with 80-something LP, got knocked by G'day Maverick. Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's not a card I was considering at all. I keep forgetting about Hate Spike, too. A lot of cards I forget about. That's fine. Kind of sucks, but they've been countering a lot of the stuff that we have. Hate Spike and the box are just never cards you ever really consider. We got to keep going wide. We're going to do Stone Stackers. If they use Vengeance here, I'm very happy about that. But instead they have Ceaseless. This doesn't proc Kindred's Mark, though, because it's like its own unique effect. We're going to Pokestick here first. Just to see what other cards I get. If I get something that I like better, which I don't know if I have anything at 2 mana. Treasure Trash is nice, though. Treasure Trash is very nice. To Electro Harpoon. Now I know that they're probably going to use the... What's it called? Could have a Glimpse. And if they have a Glimpse, it's fine. Like, they draw 2 cards. I'm still doing 2 damage to Nexus. So it says to play, discard 1, right? Here's like a unique identifier for you guys. So it says deal 2 a unit and 2 to the enemy Nexus. It doesn't say deal 2 to deal that damage to the enemy Nexus. It specifies that it is and. So it is an inclusive keyword, or an inclusive word in there. For those of you who are curious about how that works. That's 2 Ceaseless Sentries down. That's a Kindred down. We did have to use 2 cards to kill it, but I think that's quite alright, because it helps us maintain our board presence now. Elise is a pain in the ass, but also don't care. We can just do that, right? I'm gonna pass. So I take 5 damage here, like whatever, right? They summon a Spiderling, also whatever. I could block the Spiderling with Stone Stackers, and I think I might just do that. No, let's get block. No reason. No reason to keep taking extra damage. We want to keep our units alive right now because we are very scarce on hand space right now. One thing that's important to note is that they don't have... that's another Hate Spike too. But it's important to note that they don't have Kindred on board. They don't have mana, or they don't have a Vengeance. I've been really efficient in removing my units with the hate spikes, but we now have... Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say, to be quite honest with you. I forgot that I was going to say they don't have a deny in these regions, and that thought just left the building. But they don't have deny in these regions. So we have this treasure trash that's coming down for free that will probably give us quite a few things. Who knows? What do we get? Mina Swiftfoot, Scattered Pod, Shell Game is really good. Ardent Tractor, Puffcat Peddler, the list. Okay, so what is it this turn? It's probably Puffcat Peddler, right? No, they have too much healing in this deck for that to matter. Ardent Tracker might be the call. Could do Kinko's Call. Scattered Pod. No, we do Shell Game, Scattered Pod, Mina Swiftfoot. Let's do Scattered Pod first, because this draws us a spell. We want to find a fast spell. Ideally, we'll be looking for Pokestick here. And we hit it. And then we have Mina Swiftfoot. Remember, Treasure Trash only allows me to play 3 cards this game, so I'm just going to be doing this real quick. Which, you know, it's possible they have a Ruination. I am walking into that right now. That is a distinct possibility. And then we play Shell Game right here to guarantee ourselves lethal. Refill our spell mana and commit. Line them up to create a what's the card? Oh, Spirit Journey. That's really good. Why would you do that? So Spirit Journey here prevents the damage from going through, but it does revive the unit. We get the Elise off the board. We're able to hit for 5, or get him down to 5. And I think we're okay. Yeah, because Kinko's Call wouldn't have done anything. I think we had the right call overall there on the cards that we needed to play. And we are putting our opponents on a very short timer. We're also 1 point exactly off of lethal. Maybe Fracture would have been better? But then they would have Spirit Journeyed something else, so it's a hard call to make. Wait, no, we have lethal. Lamau XD, Lamau. Because we have Scrappy Bomb into Pokestick into Noxian Fervor. So if they have nothing in terms of healing here, we get a win. They could have it, but they wanted to do 2 damage to face. Understandable. We find another Pokestick as well, which is nice. I'm just waiting for them to do something. Hello, Kindred. Expect death. I'm gonna Pokestick again. I'm just gonna keep slow rolling this. Really don't want to worry about Kindred having... Fucking no. Make it rain, I guess? Yeah, sure. We resolve. 2 mana? I don't think there's anything in these regions that saves them for 2 mana now. Okay. Outside of Heil Feast, maybe? Oh, so I can make it rain? Okay, well, we'll just do this then. Boop, boop. And we win. GG's. Knock him out. Hey, that was a Masters player, too. That was a Masters player sitting at 10 LP. So, GG's BRK. Thank you so much for being my adversary on this wonderful evening. And we'll be going into the next one. All right, match number 2. Oh, boy. Trundle, Lysandra, Master Yi. Trundle, Lysandra, Master Yi. I kind of want to keep Noxian Fervor in case of an Avalanche. And then we'll toss the rest. We want to look for more 1-mana units early on. I'm okay with this hand still. Because Bird into Stone Stackers is really good. Actually, Bird on any of these units is really good. Because that means that we're well more than capable of beating the crap out of just anything here. So we do hit the Conchologist. Possible that we run into the... What's its name? Oh, this is an interesting dichotomy, isn't it? Because we have Yordle Portal, which could manifest and summon a unit for us. Scorched Earth is control tool. Noxian Telstones gives us +3 damage. I'm going to go Noxian Telstones to give us the most flexibility. I swing for 5. Pretty good. Although I don't expect us to have our opponents this low this early on. Or I'm not expecting us to keep them this low. Wild Mysticism, huh? Not a card I'm expecting. It should be a card I do expect more regularly, to be quite honest with you. Because of, you know, just shenanigans in general. Also, can't play Gruff Grenadier. I have to open attack because, once again, Avalanche is a problem. I'm having internet problems, too, apparently. We swing. Big swing. Keep our mana open for an Avalanche counter here. Could also just play Sharpen Resolve this turn. I should have done that earlier, though. Take them down to 9 HP. But it's a Faces of the Old Ones. We play Stone Stackers here. Okay. End round. Keep up mana for Fervor again. Which is very nice. 7 mana is scary, though, because they can play... Yep. That's the exact card I was thinking of. And we go Gruff Grenadier. And carry a big gun. So we block with Bird to Fervor Face for 3. Bonk bonk. Big damages. Pretty good for me. And I don't really have a better play aside from open attacking this next turn. Now keep in mind, they do have the ramp here, which means that they are holding on to some card somewhere that deals all this extra damage for them. Now this does keep them off of lethal for now, but it's not going to be quite enough for them, and they don't know it yet. Especially if they're not blocking Pompous Cavalier here. Frostbites are a possibility, but we're going to do this onto this to then give us the surprise burst speed lethal. Do I get this damage through? I highly doubt it, right? Because these regions like to, or could possibly have, what? I was ready to be like, yeah, these regions could possibly have, you know, frostbites. They'll be able to deal with this damage just fine. What the fuck? I did it! I'm Masters. Fellas, it's just that easy. Just play Bandle Burn and you'll make your dreams come true. I only needed 2 wins. I actually set up this recording fully expecting myself to spend more than 2 matches in this. I thought I was going to be like ping-ponging back and forth. I would be here until 2 a.m. Nah, dude, it's like hardly 20 minutes after I started recording. And I'm Masters. Holy smokes, I made it. You know what? That's great. Thank you all so very much for watching me climb to Masters with this deck. I'm definitely going to be making a video on this deck in the near future on the main channel. Well, not in the near future, but like in the future, I'll probably be making a video on this deck if nothing is touched, if the meta doesn't shift too much to try and counteract it, because I am having a lot of fun with it, all things considered. And yeah, it was like 7 minutes of deck tech, 3 minutes of gameplay. That's about it. Oh my gosh. Well, I appreciate y'all coming out. Thanks again for your time, and I will see you all whenever I come back. Bye.